Welcome back to Album Review. It's just two of us this week. It's Chent and I, and we're looking at an album that you picked. What you got for us?
We're listening to The New Abnormal by The Strokes, which is their most recent release from 2020.
Yeah, so I don't really have much context behind the Strokes. I've heard a few songs here and there. I feel like you'd have a lot more to give, so I'll let you take it away.
Like 2 years ago, I don't even remember what song of theirs I heard first. I've always knew Reptilia from like Rock Band.
I've known that
That's
one.
a classic song. But then I listened to something by them, and it just made me want to listen to everything by them. And I listened to like all of their discography in like 2 weeks, and then kind of never stopped listening to them. So I really, when this album first came out, I think like a few months after this album came out is when I got into the Strokes. So this was
Okay.
they already had released everything by then. But
And you've seen them live, right?
yeah, I did see them live in 2021. It was Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Strokes, and Thundercat. And that was a really good concert. And it was kind of funny because Julian Casablancas, the Strokes lead singer, was like really, really drunk at the concert. And they were performing some songs off of this album, and he like didn't even remember some of the lyrics. And he was just like dancing around.
It's too new, I don't know
It
it.
was funny though. I didn't even care. It was cool.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
You want to just jump right into it?
Sure, yeah. The first track, I think this was the single off of the album. It's The Adults Are Talking.
Probably the biggest single, too, out of all of them. Probably the biggest track. I like this one.
Yeah, it's very catchy.
It's a very chill vibe this entire album has going for it, which everyone loves, including myself.
A lot of the Strokes music, it's just like very, like, I don't know, like snippy guitar like melodies that are kind of just repeated throughout the song, and then it'll switch it for a section of the song and then go back to that same pattern. And for some people, I feel like it's tough to get into at first because it can sound like too repetitive to your ears and you're just focusing on the music. But I don't know, his vocals are very unique. I feel like he switches up his range a lot on these songs.
Yeah. What's the next track?
The next track is Selfless.
This one's good,
This
too.
one's pretty good, yeah. I don't know, I don't really have too much to say about that one, though.
Yeah, there's not much to say. But I will say a lot of the album has... I didn't know there was a lot of cool production tags on here and features. Like,
yeah.
Rick Rubin's on this album multiple times, which we've
Yeah.
talked about a lot of albums he's produced over the years. And Billy Idol's on another track, too, which
Yes, he is.
we'll get to that when we get to it.
And then the next track is Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus, which that one's really interesting. It has like a very prominent just synth at the beginning. But it's a lot of the songs, or a lot of the Strokes music in general, has like very sad tone or depressing tones because he's kind of just talking about like mental struggles and like struggles with relationships and stuff the whole time. And this one, it's like not being able to make friends, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like people not wanting to be friends with you. But then the next song is Bad Decisions, which is the one that has the Billy Idol credit on it.
Ah, yes. This one's really good.
I think that it's supposed to be like a direct sample of Dancing With Myself because the chorus uses the same exact melody.
Yeah, I can hear that.
But yeah, that one's cool.
That one is also pretty cool.
Next track, it's Eternal Summer.
I really like this one.
I really like this one. I have heard a lot of people who say it's like their least favorite song on the album, though.
Okay, I guess I could see that.
I don't really know why, though. I think this one's kind of got a more, not poppy, but a little bit more of a mainstream sound than some of the other songs on this album. But I like that one overall.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but I really do. I don't know if I have a favorite on this album.
It's tough. I think it all just goes well together. Like each song does a great job of.
This is a very good, like,
vibe.
contained experience, I'd say.
Yeah, it's only 9 tracks, so it's pretty concise. But
Yeah.
Next is At the Door.
This one's okay.
This one was I like this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you could deep dive into some of the lyrics if I really was remembering them. But,
Yeah.
yeah, that one. It's pretty good. Why Are Sundays So Depressing?
This one's not bad, too. I actually do like this one.
Yeah, this one was pretty good. Again, keeping with the depressing tone usually.
Yeah,
But,
this one's right up front with it.
Yeah. Not the Same Anymore. I just really like that
I
one.
like that one too.
That one's very like ballady type at the beginning.
Mhm.
A lot of vocal focus. And then the last song is "Ode to the Mets,"
Yes.
which that's a funny name. They're from New York, so that I guess it's just a random title because it really doesn't have anything to do with the song itself.
It happens. Like
But-
sometimes you just don't know what to call a song.
Yeah, but no, I like that one too. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think that
It's a nice closing track.
yeah, definitely. But I like that this album is only 9 tracks. And
Yeah.
It's pretty concise, and I like his vocal range has always been like the main thing for the Strokes. He uses different voices really like
Yeah.
throughout the song, and when he's doing like the really high pitched stuff, like I don't know, I really like that stuff.
Yeah. It feels different too.
Yeah.
Like you can tell each track has like a different focus on it
Mm-hmm.
and a different style, but it's all contained very well. And again, only 45 minutes. It's a very concise album. Packs no wasted time on it.
Yeah.
It's a very good album though.
Yeah, I don't really think there were any songs on it that were misses. Like
Yeah,
I would
there's some that are
just listen
okay.
to the album through. I've done it a lot of times since it's a quick listen.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how a lot of their albums are. They usually don't have
Okay.
too many tracks on their albums, like maybe 12-ish at most. So I feel like they don't waste
They're a
much
newer
time.
rock band too. They're from the late 90s or so.
Yeah, their debut is 2001. Which their debut album was another one that like I debated between which album I wanted to choose for the review. But
This was my first album from them I've listened to, and I enjoy this one a lot.
I think this one stands out the most compared to the rest of their discography. It's the least like the rest of it.
Okay.
But
Hmm.
But yeah.
Shall we go to scores?
Sure. I didn't really think about this again. I think I'm very biased towards this album, but like only because I like it so much. There's no real bias I have for it.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
it's fair. I guess I'll give it a. I'm gonna give it a 9.
9. Wow.
9, yeah. I really like it.
I'm gonna give it an 8. Like again, very solid. I feel like if I listened to it more, I'd like it more though. So 8 is still a very good score, but I feel like I could like it better.
Yeah, actually, probably the first time I listened to this album, I only added like maybe half the songs to my playlist, and then like I would just re-listen to the album, and every time I would hear one of the songs that I didn't like, and I was like, I don't know what I didn't like about this at first. This song's really cool.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be the same way when I go through all the Strokes discography one day.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. By the way.
I'll be getting there soon, one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna go in a complete different direction, and we're gonna do an artist that we as a group are very familiar with by this point. This will be their 5th album we've done by them. But we're going with a not popular one, probably the one that everyone's forgotten about. We're gonna go with Death Magnetic by Metallica.
Okay. I definitely have not listened to that.
Probably their least known album to like the average listener. So this will be an interesting one, and I'm sure we're gonna have some interesting opinions about it.